Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing with you the pages I set up in my new journal. July is right around the corner, so I'm starting a new bullet journal for the second half of 2021. This bullet journal is going to be self-care and productivity focused, and I'm going to use it for the rest of the year. I will be using the Tzukki Constellations bullet journal from Notebook Therapy in deep black, and they also sell it in soft moon dust. I asked for this notebook because I love the minimal designs and the texture of the cover. For some reason, I found them very calming, and if you are new here, you can get 10% off on Notebook Therapy's website with my code CATSPLANNER. I have many reviews on Notebook Therapy products on my channel, so I will leave them below in case you're interested in learning more about their products. For this whole setup, I'm going to stick to only a few supplies. I'm using 4 different washi tapes in different brown tones, a Tombow dual brush pen in this very light brown color, 2 Arteza gel pens, a brown fine liner, and a couple of black pens. All the spreads are going to be very minimal and easy to set up, so if you're looking for easy productivity and self-care related spreads, just keep watching. And quick reminder that all of the supplies that I'm using are linked in the description down below. For all the titles on this setup, I will be using this light brown brush pen from Tombow. I did some normal calligraphy and I'm adding a drop shadow to the right side of the letters with the same pen, but just by going over the same spot multiple times to make it darker, so I will not use another pen. It's simple and very subtle, and I'm trying to avoid using black except for some of the headers that are smaller, so the page is not cluttered with dark tones, and I only have the white of the pages and the brown marker. The first page in this journal is my reminders page. This is a page where I will have some phrases of things that I should remember and things that I should remember to let go of. I want to read these pages every day to start the day off right and to reflect a little bit before I do anything else. Positive affirmations can really shift your mood and your way of thinking for the better, so why not reading them every day? As the only decoration for this whole setup, I'm adding washi tape to some parts of the pages. It's a very minimal way of decorating the pages, but it gives it more life and color. Most of the washi tapes are from the washi tape shop, where you can also save 10% off with my code CAT10. Moving on to my future log, I'm doing the same layout I did for my bullet journal for the beginning of the year, but I'm just going to do for the upcoming 6 months since I'm not going to use this bullet journal for a full year. For the headers, I drew big numbers and I really liked how they turned out, especially because I only used that Tombow marker from before. For the actual layout, I wrote most of the days as dots, and I only wrote the actual days for every 5 days of the month as a way to not clutter the page too much. I did this in my previous future log and it helped a lot to not see a bunch of numbers on the page, so I really enjoyed how it turned out. I personally like to have a bullet journal for every 6 months and use it as much as I want, then changing to a new notebook later on and have the beginning of the year in the middle of it. So that was why I changed it in July and I didn't start in August. To add more color to the pages, I'm not adding washi tape to it because the page is pretty full on its own, but I'm highlighting the weekends with the same brown pen. To keep track of future events and tasks, I'm creating a page just for that. My future log is to keep track of due dates, events, and appointments, but if I know that something is going to happen in 2022, I will write it down on this page, as well as other appointments and events that will happen in a period of days instead of a specific day. I added a light brown washi tape to the sides, but because it was a bit thick, I cut it in half vertically so it would be skinnier and would look better on both sides. And the washi tape ended up being the size of a square. One of the things that I want to try in this bullet journal is a spread to keep track of my weekly goals. There are some things that I should be doing on a weekly basis that sometimes, because I'm too busy and I don't stop to think about the things that I'm doing, I don't remember to include time for them. So on this page, I will make sure to track them weekly. Each square is a week and each rectangle is a month, and this is a very vague tracker, but it will help me visualize on a 6-month picture if I'm keeping up with my goals, like eating healthy every week, if my week was a good work week, or if I took some time throughout the week to watch some anime and chill for a little bit. At the top, I added this beautiful washi tape from your Creative Studio subscription box. The next page is a little bit harder to set up, but it looked so good in the end, so it was totally worth it. And it's the same concept as the previous one for my weekly goals, but this one is for daily tracking. I wrote all the things I want to track every day at the top left corner of the pages, and then on the rest of the page I drew squares for each day for all 6 months. This was really satisfying to create because the days fit perfectly on the pages, and it's going to help me visualize how often I do some of these things. The difference between this page and a normal habit tracker is that on this page I can easily see everything in a 6 months picture and not on a monthly picture. So I will still have my habit tracker every month, but here I can easily see how my 6 months were spent. The next 2 pages are my wish list and waiting on list. I have seen these pages all over Pinterest, and I tried a wish list spread in my previous journal, but I didn't use it properly, so I'm trying this page again. This time I divided the page into a list of things that I need and a list of things that I want, with spaces for the shop, the product, the price, and if I bought it. On the waiting on page, I have spaces for the shop, the products coming, the date I ordered them or when they were shipped, and the date I received them. This page is mainly to keep track of orders from small businesses and packages that brands send me, so I know what's coming and from which brand. I accidentally did more lines than the ones that I had planned, so I covered the bottom with washi tape to decorate the page a little bit. The When Did I Last page is a page I like to have in every bullet journal simply to keep track of activities and things to do so I don't forget to do them often throughout the year, like decluttering my closet, organizing my Spotify playlists, and reorganizing my Pinterest boards. And I also can see when it was the last time that I did them so I can do them often. I also use this page to keep track of important things like doctor appointments and when it was the last time that I met my friends physically. The page next to that is my memories page. The title isn't centered, and that really breaks the whole aesthetic of calmness for this journal, but there's nothing I can do now, so let's just move on. This is a page to write down any memories I want to remember at the end of the year, and I divided it into personal and business. And I plan to add here pictures or stickers or just write down whatever I want to remember. A brand new page that I wanted to add for self-care is a movies and TV shows tracker. I'm a person that only watches movies and series if I'm doing something else, like editing videos or planning, and more often than not, I caught myself finishing a movie or a documentary and not fully understanding what I just watched. So to avoid that, I'm keeping track here of the movies and TV shows that I watched, and I'm giving them a rating. I have a lot of movies and TV shows that I want to watch, but I always prefer to rewatch shows, so this page will hopefully help me to watch new things and to pay attention to them, instead of just mindless watching them and rewatch things that I watched 5 or 6 times already. And the last page for this setup is my anime tracker. I ended up adding an anime tracker to my current bullet journal, and this one is going to look something similar to that, because anime really obligates me to pay attention to the screen and to everything that is going on, and I find that watching anime is one of the things that relaxes me, because when I'm watching it, my attention is there, is not on something else, and that really helps me to just pause and chill for at least 20 minutes. This page will only have the anime cover on the little rectangles and then all the episodes that each anime has, and then I'm just going to color them as I watch them. And I will save at least 10 sheets of this notebook before my July setup, because if I want to add more collections to it, I can easily add them after these that I showed you and before my monthly setups. And that is all for my self-care and productivity journal. All the pages were pretty simple to set up, and altogether they will help me to be more productive and also more present in the moment, regardless of if I'm working or relaxing. I hope you enjoyed this minimal setup. Leave a star emoji to celebrate this new notebook from Notebook Therapy if you finished the video until this point, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!